kings divine, thy name we praise. Defend our sovereign land, break every sword of spite and scorn. Only us fought uncoward by few, when our fight of honor is over. Let a song of triumph fill the sky, and our faith and steadfast courage, firm as a mighty rock, win from thy hand a crown of victory. Freedom and songs of liberty, set a banner floating in a prosperous wing. By thy bountiful hand, raise his land of freedom, to exalt among the nations proud and free. All they pass from shore to lagoon, from the surging waves of Ambazonia, from the rocks and rills of Verla, to the heights of Willow Mountain. Let Africa's voice in freedom song rise to sublime heights and magnify. Be our God and great defender, grant us in the end to be great, in peace and unity and heritage, whole and undivided. Freedom and songs of liberty, set a banner floating in a prosperous wind. By thy bountiful hand, raise this land of freedom, to exalt among the nations proud and free. Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonia nation loyalty. Presence of our Savior who granted us the freedom, and legends to the hero who found the land we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with God the Holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father, for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in confidence in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of His nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in confidence in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of His nation.
Fellow Ambazonians, my fellow brothers and sisters, it is time again we discuss. Today is the if where the Republic want to show to us that they control our land. But let us remind ourselves of certain things. I will want us to listen to these few words from those that are taking stocks from ground zero. Let us watch attentively before we continue what we have to say and what we need to know. But let us watch what went on yesterday in ground zero as La Republic think that they own our land. Let us see what the news is saying so we know what we must know today. There you go.
Mobilizing to ensure that schools resume effectively in the northwest and southwest regions, and in the Fako division of the southwest region, authorities are as well mobilizing, with Padre came of the Boya Council taking a stiff precautionary measure. He says he will create a temporary office at the My 17 bus station to see who will come to disrupt schools in the southwest region. More in this report compiled by Derek John.
Municipal authorities are closing pages of their holidays activities and revealing their master plan for effective school resumption come Monday, September 2nd, 2019 in their various municipalities. In Boya, Mayor Ekema Patrick Esonge told the press that he will create a makeshift office here at this My 17 bus station.
Everybody has to go back to school. We shall accompany them on Monday. On Monday, I will make a provisional makeshift office at My 17, which is the gateway to the city, to ensure that if any child has to go through any torture, any unwanted threat, you should start with me as a father of the municipality. I'm sending a message.
He was talking at a ceremony in his office to pay this youth for assisting the Boya Council in cleaning the municipality, among others. In Tiko subdivision, Mayor Mukondo Daniel Ngande started his day with farmers by donating some palm seedlings.
Okay, my brother, you too. You take this because this will be a wonderful source of livelihood to you, your society, and your entire family.
And then get each youth here a tree to plant.
You just watch us now doing tree planting exercise, which we have to carry out in the whole municipality. This is the third time we are carrying out such an exercise. With this one, we are carrying out with our partners in Africa. We're trying to make the municipality green.
He will later pay these other youth for their services rendered to the Tiko Council these holidays.
This is a back to school period. You should know that school is a very important thing. That is why we are doing this small assistance. Getting with the small needs that they have, they should boost up and lift up what we're doing to children and make sure that they are back to school.
Mayor Mukondo Daniel Ngande, Mayor, the Tiko Council plus the school-going Tiko population end their day with the football finals of this Tiko Council tournament.
While authorities are mounting pressure and equally strategizing on effective resumption of schools in the two English-speaking regions of the country, a politician believes that with the current situation, rising insecurity, there's the armed battle between pro-independence fighters and the military makes it inconvenient for schools or for pupils and students to resume schools come September the 2nd, that's Monday, 2019 for the academic year. Take a listen to a politician, Dr. Neil William, who was speaking to Equinox Television.
I would like that all those governors and ministers going back to the province and asking children to go to school, they should not go around with the military. They should just go on their own in there to show us that it's okay for children to go to school, because we'll not have military running around trying to protect children from going to school. If they can just do that and go out there without the military, without using armored cars, then we will believe, of course, that it's easy for children to go to school. And these other ministers too, who are asking that children should go to school, you know, as a sign that they are convinced that it's okay for children to go to school, they should carry their own family and children from Yaoundé and all the other places where they are hiding them and bring them back to the regions. And when their children are going to school, it will be easier for everyone to go to school. That's the acid test. And sending ministers and prime minister and the parliamentarians and meaningful people in government and governors to go on the field to coerce children and ask them to go to school, then there must be something wrong. And it is that something that is wrong that we are not wishing to look at. That's where the problem is. And therefore this truth we are seeking lies there.
And the insecurity, the continuous armed battle in the northwest and southwest regions of the country has caused most parents to flee alongside their children to enroll them in receiving cities like Bafoussam, Yaoundé, and equally Douala, right here in the
We have heard, I laugh. So we have heard how a politician is saying that these colonial masters that think that situation is already big and fatly enough for our children to go back to school. That what if they take their own children, and first of all, that what if they come to Ambazonia without using more vehicles and military? My mama and papa, them people will not watch me. This book man, when you subscribe a politician, don't ask question. If you think say people them for Ambazonia fee send their picking them for school, why you subscribe no carry yourself come for Ambazonia without a more vehicle? Where you don't get military, you don't get gendarme, you don't get gun people beside you. If Ambazonia really be place where children fee just go to school, say security, say safety don't return, why you sub not fit come to Ambazonia where you no carry military? Now the question where some politicians don't ask the colonial governor and all these like republic crook masters where they want make we carry our own picking them play jamboree with them. He said if not true say come don't return for Ambazonia, why sub picking them for the politicians say don't need to go school for Cameroon? Oh yeah, they carry their own picking and send them abroad. Then they say now all the Amba people they no go carry their own picking send them abroad across the Mungu. Now the question now where they don't ask them, they no fit answer. My mama and papa them, for that one I already know say, when you want to keep your picking for place where it is safe, now because say you know say they know they carry picking them, cut them for pear tree, mango tree, or like for orange tree, that's say we picking them in fruits. I want me to listen to the voice of the leader. I want me to listen to the leader. What the leader has to say. The voice of the leader. What is the advice? Let us listen to this. Let us listen to this. I am exporting this to I want to export this to WhatsApp to a place where we can hear. Okay, there we go. From the leader. Ground Zero, this is for you. Ambazonia, all over the world. This is what the leader has to say according to this shutdown. Before I want to explain why the shutdown for people who don't understand, how is it important to us, and is it a crime? Are we on the wrong track of history? But first of all, let's listen to the leader.
My fellow Ambazonians, this is Dr. Choayaba. I want to send all of you revolutionary greetings and to thank all those brave fighters who have been putting their lives on the line for our country. I want to especially thank our understanding population, our fathers, mothers, sisters and brothers for the sacrifices that they have been making, and to thank them for the great understanding that they show despite all the perceived chaos that is being projected out there. I have come to you today to do a bit of explanation. All along we have developed a strategy for our freedom without properly explaining why we have instituted a particular strategy and what are the benefits and what are the negatives, the implications on our people. And I think going forward I would take the time to explain myself to explain why we put in place a particular strategy. What we should know is that we are on a two-pronged approach to our freedom. One, in terms of ground zero. One, we have the defense forces that are defending their own blocks and their neighborhoods. And then you have the civilian population that regularly take part in ghost towns or lockdowns. That is how it has happened across the globe. In South Africa, where they struggled for close to 75 years. Mandela spent 27 years in jail. You had the armed resistance of the Mkoto Wasizwe and other militant groups. But you had students who constantly challenged the educational system that was imposed on them. You had lawyers, civil society rose up time and again, to make their voices heard. We know of the famous Soweto uprising where, many students were killed. So the civil society has a role to play, and the most important role, because it is through the civil society actions that the world can gauge and understand whether, that particular struggle has public support. Armed resistance might just be perceived as a group of angry men and women who are tired with the system and pick up guns. But the actions of the civilian population is the barometer that the world can use to gauge whether that particular struggle is popular or not. And that is why the ghost towns are critical, and I really want to praise all of you and thank Comrade Tasang and the others for the wisdom they had in instituting these ghost towns. It has shown the world that we can shut down the entire country on a particular day, highly respected, non-coercive. People understand that that is the way they can make a contribution towards their own freedom. Why do we institute lockdowns when there are ghost towns? It is a strategy that has been used across the globe, whether it was in the South African anti-apartheid struggle or whether it was in the American civil rights movement. Lockdowns are a form of civil disobedience that are used during periods of revolutions. So why do we institute lockdowns when we already have the armed resistance, international mobilization, targeted diplomacy, and you have also the ghost towns on Mondays? Well, not every activity of the occupier takes place on Mondays. So what if 20th May falls on a Wednesday? You have to institute lockdown to shut down the country, to show you control the country, to show you are the political authority of that country. Is very relevant for international recognition. It is very important to send a message to the world who is in charge, because granting of independence and recognition is about who is in charge politically. It is not who is in charge militarily. And so the necessity to devise a strategy that we can institute time and again when the need arises is critical. Now we know of the lockdowns that are coming up next week. Why have we instituted this lockdown? The reason is simple. For more than 50 years, this is what you should know. Education has always been a tool of control. The kind of education you receive will determine whether you are successful or not, whether you are a liability or not, whether you are an asset or not, whether you end up in a nice home or you end up being stuck in your own parents' home, sharing shoes with your mom or your dad. Education is very critical. Countries that want to oppress others use education as a tool, to keep the people perpetually oppressed. They change the curriculum of education. They select the kind of history that the students are taught, and the kind of materials that they receive. For example, why would you learn so much about the French Revolution but not about the Biafran struggle? Why will you learn so much about the American War of Independence but not about the UPC War of Independence? Why do you know the history of German reunification, but your own history about the annexation of Ambazonia, is not properly taught to you? Why is it that, you could write about World War I, World War II in the GCE, but it's just only of late that we start, having questions about, Ambazonia? Hiding the truth from the population keeps them as perpetual slaves. Educating them purposely to give them knowledge makes them free men and free women. And you can't oppress free people. You cannot keep the free under lockdown forever. And that is why education is, the critical junction, the critical, aspect in every society that is highly contested. And so for so many years, Cameroon has given us a kind of education where every student grows up and, you wanna join the ENS, you wanna bribe your way into an army, you wanna become one of those corrupt civil servants. You wanna have safety in terms of employment as a teacher, or safety in terms of employment as an administrator. Because in that country, the principal provider of opportunity is the state. And it's not about goodwill. The reason is because they can withhold that opportunity anytime you don't behave yourself. They can reduce your salary, they can dismiss you from your job, they can do whatever you want. In other countries, the private sector is the principal provider of opportunities and principal generator of growth and job opportunities. But under autocracies, the state takes that role because they use it as an instrument of control. So the kind of education which we have received has been one that has made us a liability. You end up selling your father's entire compound to bribe your way to escape the country and come and live in exile. And so sometimes when I hear people talk of diaspora, it sounds very, very sweet to think about diaspora as people sitting in luxury and having fun. No. In those years of real political struggles, you call them exiles. When you hear Lucky Dube sings about the exiles, when we talked about people like Albert Mukong living in exile, Gorgie Dinka living in exile, it's a painful experience. Now we see exile as, you call it bush, you call it diaspora. That's the place where people make money, and send monies back home. Bush followers fly back home time and again and make as though, they are the kings and queens of the world. No, this is exile, painful life, and that's why during holidays you find all of them coming there and they make as though they are mad because they have a short period of time to get their bodies and souls put together. So after these rubbish kind of education that has been given us, you find people leave school, they become useless in the neighborhood. The only way they think of surviving is escaping abroad. You find teachers teach, impart knowledge, but are unable to pay bills. They don't have opportunities of increasing their either their knowledge or their standard of living. And you can't simply just hope that it's going to be better. No, you can't. You must take action. And that's why, for us Ambazonians, it has always been, we had to spill our blood to get a university. We spill our blood to get, a simple GCE board so we could have our examinations set in proper English, and the results come in due time for us to move to the next stage. We've gone through this torment, in the University of Boya. Simply, to have a laboratory was something you had to struggle for. The basic things that every government in the world provides, to its people. We've been denied these things. And so when you hear Cameroonians running around today talking back to school, it's laughable. It's laughable. And it seems to be an attack, on our dignity and on our sense of being. What do they take us for? You find a Tanganji carrying a billboard back to school. You find this criminal, who's been responsible for thousands of deaths, Mami Api burnt in a home, using back to school as a way of showing the world that, things are now normal and it should be business as usual. Is back to school the same as having proper education? Is back to school sending back Tasang, to his classroom? Is back to school, giving us a curriculum of education that makes us an asset to ourselves, our families, and our homeland? Who do they take us for? They kidnap teachers. They molested lawyers in Moyoka and Boya simply because these people asked for a system of education and legal system that guarantees for us an opportunity, to live freely in a homeland. They denied, every opportunity to simply reform those institutions and systems. And after having murdered our people, they run around trying to claim, holier than holy, and wanting people back to school. What you should know is back to school is not for your interest. Cameroon has been defeated. They have no say when we are going to go back to school. They have no say about the kind of educational system that we should institute, in our land. And so all of their, charade, all of the nonsense they are running around, burning villages and preaching in power back to school, has to do with desperation, because they know the world has seen that we are in charge. And if you fall into their trap, you show the world that they are in charge. And all the blood spilled, all the lives lost, all the freedom deprived, all the liberties taken, dignity trampled upon, would have been wasted. I know there is pain. I know it. I get it. We know there is a lot of anguish, uncertainty. But this is what you should know. All struggles for freedom have gone this way. Ours has been the best. There is no revolution I have studied that has been better fought, better strategized than ours. If you look at this, how long the South Africans fought, if you look at how the American War of Independence was fought, more than close to about 700,000 people have died in Syria. Entire cities turned into rubbles. Just imagine for how long the Palestinians have been fighting. Ambazonians, just come to think about it. Come to think about how other people have persevered. For some of us who live out of our homeland, study the history of the Norwegians. They were under the Danish, then under the Swedish, before becoming independent. Other people have sacrificed to earn the freedom they now enjoy. And we have come this close not to let the butchers of our people dictate to us when and how our systems should function. I know you're concerned about the education of your kids. But you have a choice to make. Whether you want intoxication of your kids or some moment of sacrifice, and your child should be given the best education, free education, to make them an asset to themselves and their homeland. That's why we struggle. Independence is not what you're simply fighting for. Independence is the state under which the right to proper education, the right to free medical care, the right to be treated with dignity and respect, the right to freedom of speech, association, conscience, and religion can take root. It is only within an independent Ambazonia. So the lockdown we are calling is not simply to stop these guys trying to force students, some of whom are Francophones, Cameroonians, living in safe areas within our homeland, back into classrooms so they can show the world that they call the shot and reverse all the gains that we have made. Their campaign for back to school is not about education. It's a political campaign. So we have to shut down our country. It's going to be painful, but it's like having cancer. It's like having cancer and going through chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is going to kill some cells of yours. But you hope and pray to God, it's going to take away the cancerous cells to keep you alive, to live and hope and dream another day. We are like cancer patients. You don't take the shots that give you pain, you're going to die. And sometimes I know some of the things we impose on the ground have consequences on you. But I know deep somewhere in your heart, you simply need clarity. And I want to assure you, we aren't where we were 3 years ago. We aren't where we were 57 years ago. We've come of age. We are now a free state. The remnants of Cameroon's presence within our homeland will be dislodged by brazen soldiers who fought battles in trenches to show the world that they are ready to lay their lives to stake their claim to a homeland of their own. That's the only space we've got. Everyone in diaspora is living on borrowed time. The nationalities people have out here is simply nationalities. We are Ambazonians. That's why sometimes when people die out here, families spend hundreds of thousands, millions to get their deceased persons home. Home is home. It's been taken away from us. We have to make some sacrifices to claim it back. Thank you all for the sacrifices you've made. I can assure you, we are very, very close, Ambazonians. Read the signs. You know it. Most of us are Christians. We know from the Bible when it says, at the time when the Lord will be coming back, you see the chaos. You see the chaos in Cameroon. You hear them crying, Sanevapa, Sanevapa, because of the Ambazonian crisis. This is how the Eritreans did it. We must bleed Cameroon, create instability in their own homeland, until Cameroonians themselves rise up to topple the regime and put in place a new system that can decide either to survive or to recognize our independence. You hear Cameroonians talking about it today. It's not because we were singing too loud in church. It's because of the sacrifices you are making. It's because when we call for lockdown, you show your understanding, even though sometimes you are angry. I know you think we are divided. No, we aren't. It's normal. Even as Christians, you have hundreds of different denominations, different churches, preaching to the same God. Muslims to the same God. Christians to the same God. Buddhists to the same God. We may be fighting on different flanks, but we are all fighting for the same objective: independence of the state of Ambazonia. Like in all revolutions, there are divisions. Divisions are not all that bad. They create competition and effectiveness. And I know we're going to manage those differences to the point where we all come to understand that sometimes collaboration on the issues we agree on and walking our lane on those we disagree will be for the best interest of the Ambazonian people. I'd like you to know, Ambazonians, we've fought the hardest, we've bled, we've sacrificed, we've cried together, we've hoped together. In the next 30 days, it will be Independence Day. The actions you take from next week will determine whether you celebrate on the 1st of October as a free people. God bless you all. God protect and guide all of you, give you happiness, give you the will to withstand the storm, the resilience and the patience to receive what is rightly yours. God bless you all.
This land of glory, we the Ambazonia loyalty, present to our Savior who brought.
Fellow Ambazonians, we don't listen to the leader. We have heard what the leader has said. I'm seeing your reactions. I'm reading everything. Example, Pa Nips is here. Pa Nips is typing and saying, great. I can see here Danilo is here. El Castro is here. Pios is here. I can also see Zilios. Oh, Zilios, where have you been? Welcome back. Israel is here. I see Rafa is here. Mercy is here. Emberly is here. I see so many people. Desmond is here. Derico is here. Wonderful Queen Wally on the move is here. I want to thank all of you people that have come here, that you are listening to this. The leader has spoken, and I think that the leader have just sorry, my voice is going, my voice. So I think that the leader has cut across the line, and the leader has mentioned nearly almost everything, right? So we give the leader 21 gun salute for that wonderful move right there. Fellow brothers and sisters, which is actually true and right and just for what the leader have said. We have defeated Cameroon. I want everyone to give applause for the leader. Please give a hand clap for the leader and for what the leader have said, because the leader has cut across, all our differences. One thing I've listened from the leader is that there is no problem of unity. There is no problem of unity. I think that the leader is being very pragmatic, and the leader is speaking here in terms. So people need to understand that. America is one of the most strongest countries on earth. But in America, I have come to learn about the Tea Party. So many of you don't even know what is called a Tea Party. But there's a Tea Party in America. There is the Democrat and the Republican. But that has not tear America apart. And when we look at the religion, sorry, my voice is going again. Religion has people, you have the Christian, the Muslim, Even inside the Christian, you have the Baptist, you have the Catholic, the Presbyterian, but that has not teared Christianity apart. So there is unity because Ambazonians all believe in what? Independence. Independence. Even though that some people are misleading them, at the end of the day, they are calling what we call independence. So Ambazonians are united. So I want to thank the leader for that one. We want to thank the leader and give him a clap for that one. So, but you know, it's like cancer. You know, you have to kill cancer cells. But we know that in killing cancer cells, you have to forgo something. Some of the cells are being killed. We have lost our people. Our people are in jail. Our people are suffering. That's one reason why we have come to say, why should we shut down Ground Zero? So I want people to think about that. While we reflect on that, I bring some of these sounds so that we reflect on this music here as we are going to talk the reason why we should shut down Ground Zero tomorrow, what we must know.
Right now,
Because
get
some-
incredible
because some
savings on
people-
Bear Premium Pay.
Some people don't know the reason why we have to shut down Ground Zero today. We are already saying today is already in Ground Zero. Why our children need to stay back? Do we hate education? Are we really against education for our children? So, give me 1 second. Share the vibe, share the vibe. Share the vibe. Share the vibe. Fellow brothers and sisters, my fellow Amazonian, Mama and Papa, them I salute all una. I take Papa go for heaven. I greet all una. I thank una for una wonderful resistance. We don't keep up for the revolution. Since we start. When I know say October, they can make exactly 3 years. October the 10th, if I'm not forgotten, when our lawyers started this revolution. So October the 10th is going to make this 3 years. So I want to thank una all who don't stay behind our children. And you know, we must not forget. The reason why our lawyers and teachers went on the street was one, because they wanted a fair judiciary system for our people. The very same fair judiciary system is the reason why our leaders, Ayokse Secretary and cabinet members, Tasam Griffin, Yembe, all Pangalampo, and all of them that we are kidnapped from Naira Hotel. Kidnapping them even from Nigeria without any extradition treaty is also a failure of the African judicial system, of the African martial system, and trying them in the military tribunal also is a failure of the judicial system. Again, we have said in the common law jurisdiction, people of such caliber should not be tried in the military tribunal because they have not caused any military problem. They are not military people. They are not gendarmes or police or any officers, or they are not terrorists that merit them to be charged in the military tribunal. That is a failure of the Cameroon judicial system. So Mama and Papa them, we don't finally agree, even for people when they begin to doubt, say Cameroon government are wrong. Even civilian families have now seen that Cameroon government is purely evil, Satan, diabolical, and cultism. Fellow brothers and sisters, this is more reason why we come to say that our lawyers were right. That Cameroon has a failed judiciary system. We come to realize, even some of us have doubted, that it is true. During the revolution, we have had all sorts of justice that have been done to our people. You have got Mancho BBC, pen terrorists, and so on and so forth, that we are already sentenced. But today, La République du Cameroon government again want to sentence them for life. Maybe you don't know. That is what is going on again in La République du Cameroon. Where Mancho BBC again, they want to charge them to life imprisonment despite the fake colonial charges that they gave to them. Fellow brothers and sisters, looking at Tassan Wilfred, the Secretary General of CACTU, who went out to campaign that our children should be given a very good educational system. They ran behind him after kidnapping his colleagues Verla, Fontem, and so on and so forth. Ran behind him, he went on exile. They went on exile and extradited him illegally back to Cameroon. Put him behind bars and jailed him for life. This is a teacher at the same time a father of children. He is there languishing in jail for life. But if you want to send your children to school, don't you not see that is a teacher that was teaching some of the children? That's someone that is a husband, that's a father to the children, who could have been fathering his own children too and sending his own children to school. But he sacrificed his life as a sacrificial lamb, as a teacher for your own children. You want to send your children to school. What is the conscience you have? What is going on in your mind that you actually want to send your children to school when teachers like Tassan Wilfred are languishing in jail? They decided to take the bull by the horn, and today they have been sentenced to life imprisonment. This is somebody who called that we should not send our children to school. If we use the conscience, we are bound to ask the colonial regime, free Tassan Wilfred, and Tassan Wilfred will call for school resumption. If we are actually very rational, if we are actually God-fearing people, Tassan Wilfred is a God-fearing man. Fellow brothers and sisters, my fellow comrades, my fellow brothers and sisters, fellow citizens, fellow statesmen of Ambazonia, we are called to use our consciences. Sam Sawyer was slaughtered. This is a father of 5. All his 5 children have no way to go. They can't be to school. No one there to sponsor. A widow cannot do everything on her own. We have so many of our people where houses have been burned down. You have Morong like Atanga Njipo who said there was no Anglophone problem. Later on, we see him with a peace plan moving in Ambazonia last year. Last year, moving in Ambazonia with a peace plan, saying that we should send our children to school with a peace plan. But this is somebody that has been speaking, BBC and CNN, saying there's no Anglophone problem. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Last year, we saw him with a peace plan, moving and begging our people to send the children to school. But at the same time, he is saying there's no Anglophone problem. And this year, we see him moving around and trying to convince our people by saying that our people should send our children to school, making placards and holding it and saying that there is a problem. The very same person who said there was no Anglophone problem, today he's moving around, holding placards and begging our people and saying we should send our children to school. This comes to the conclusion that fellow Ambazonian, La République has been defeated. We have defeated La République bigly and fatly. That's why La République prime ministers are moving. Now it's become like a movie. They are acting a movie in La République today. That is because of your tenacity. That is because you did not give up. That is because you are standing bigly and fatly for an ordained cause. That is because you stood in all grounds. You succumbed to all acts of manipulation. They wanted you to give up. You did not give up. That is the reason why La République is trying to use even fake social media accounts. They are going to create accounts in our names, You will be shocked to see another Liberation TV that is fake coming up. You will be fake to see another Mark Barretta, another Tampang that's fake, like you saw today. Those are signs of defeat. We have defeated the Republic in all areas. Abroad, in diaspora, in all TVs. They thought they could use CRTV to manipulate our people. We've come out of us have been bloggers today. They made all of us to bloggers. They turned all our people to stand against the regime. Turned all our able men to be restoration forces. They have turned even the civil servants to fund the revolution bigly and fatly. You cut their salaries, you starve them, you litigate them, you kill their family members and children, rape their girls and rape their women. They turn to use the very same salary to fight against the system that have caused all sorts of impunity against them. Even the money they have today, they cannot live free. It is war. Left and right is war. Fellow brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, I want to thank all of you people for listening to the call of freedom. Remember that when the Israelites decided to leave Egypt, they left their belongings beside because they wanted freedom. Freedom comes with a price. When you truly want to be free, you need to pay a price for your freedom. To the Israelites was a price of leaving the land, their farms, their belongings, their homes and houses. You have not heard any miracle that Israelites carried their houses from Egypt. They were in Egypt for so many years. They were not living under the trees or in caves. They have, like any other human beings, when you live in foreign land, you own apartments and houses, you own shelters. But you did not hear for one day that Israelites had to carry those houses along with them. They forgot the properties they have had, the homes that they have had, their farms, their crops. They forgot everything. And they were going to a land, most of all, they don't know how the land looks like. Fellow Amazonians, we must forgo. And one of those things we forgo is the useless education that La Republic has subjugated into our children. Fake colonial system, fake judiciary system, the fake court system that do not favor us but favor the regime. We have to forgo all those systems, all those things that are useless. We need to forgo them because the Israelite people them be forgot before they carry them go for place where they. Mama and Papa them, I want carry code Apekuna. Yes, our children are not going to school, yes. But what did our forefathers and us who went to school since 1960, what have we done to that education system? Look at me today. Am I making good use? You can hear even from my broken language, broken English. I don't speak grammar. I was not taught. I was Frenchified, assimilated, taught poor education system. Poor education system. You do not want our children to be like me today, tomorrow. You don't want our children not to be able to express themselves in the Queen's language, which is part of our inheritance. Oh yes, that is our enemy inheritance. That is our 1 to 9 that we know, the Queen's language that we inherited. But yet some of us cannot express ourselves with. I can only speak in pidgin English like I'm talking now because I cannot speak in English. I was taught how to draw grasshopper, how to draw crickets, how to label crickets. I was never taught how to make an airplane, how to make a watch, how to make an electronic device. We were never taught those things. Otherwise, in China, children are taught to do those things. Practically, we are taught how to draw grasshopper, how to label a grasshopper, how to draw a fish, how to label a fish. Those are things that they taught us. Fellow brothers and sisters, fighting for our independence means fighting for a pragmatic education system where graduates can begin to work, graduates can begin to employ themselves, entrepreneuring. We are looking for a system of education that can really make people heroes, academic heroes, and not academic sabotage. We do not want that again. We don't want academic taboos, academic sacrilege. We don't want to have that in Ambaland. That is actually the reason why we are sacrificing for. When we know what we are looking for. We want all Ambazonian children to be able to work, move in cars, live in mansions. And to those that are farms, those that are farmers, we want you to pack your cars. We want you to go park your cars in your garage in your farmland. We don't want Ambazonia to work farm as the only way to live. We want you to work farm as a profession. Work farm as a profession. You work to sell. We want farmers to be able to live in mansion, drive your cars and park in your farm garage. We want you to be able, people who work farm as profession. You have a salary, be a farm worker, an agricultural employee. We want agriculture in Ambazonia to be a sector where people who work in farm are employees. You have a salary working in a farm. You work in a tomato farm, you should have a salary every end of month. You work as a palm wine tapper, you have the Palm Wine Tappers Association, where palm wine tappers have a salary. Where people who tap wine actually sell wine and make a fortune. You take your car, park it somewhere, take a motorcycle, go inside the deep farm, tap, put it in the motorcycle, bring it out, put it in a car, drive to the market and sell in bulk. This is actually what we want from our people. We cannot live to strive only to work in farms. We cannot strive only to be moving and being local hunters. We want our hunters to be certified hunters. Oh yes, we want our hunters to be registered under the Ministry of Agriculture, where you hunt and make a living, where you are under a canopy, under a hunting association, where actually you are being paid a month for being a fisherman. We don't want our people to be local fishermen who you have to eat the same fish you catch. We don't want to have fishermen who cannot dress in suit and tie. We don't want to have fishermen who cannot send their children to school. We don't want to have fishermen who cannot take a vacation to Dubai. We want to have a country where even our local fishermen can take a vacation every year to Dubai with their families and children. This is the country we want to build. We want to build a country where the people who are specialized in removing sand from the sea, from the Victoria deep sea, we want these people to be able to take vacation, annual vacation, go down to Philippines and enjoy life with your family and your wife and your girlfriend. My dearest brothers and sisters, my fellow compatriots, we want Ambazonia, a land where you are able to know your investment. We want a land where everyone can have bank accounts. We want a land where your mother is crying, you are able to send your mother to hospital if your mother is sick. We want a land where everyone can able to give money, create bank accounts in the credit union for your parents. We want a land where you can cater for your younger ones, cater for your children, and create bank accounts for your children should in case you die. What your children going to have tomorrow? Oh yes, we want a land where your children can have enemy inheritance. We want a land where people are able to plan the future, plan for every year. But we also want to have a land where our leadership, our government to be after independence can plan for the budget. I mean, fellow brothers and sisters, come to think about this, about our legislature going to plan about our annual budget. Think about this. How our legislature is going to think about how many billions of money should be used to tar the route from Kumba to Mamfe, tar the route from Bamenda to Bafut, tar the route from Kambe down to Akwaya, tar the route from Akwaya to Bello to Mamfe to Moyuka. Think about this, my fellow brothers and sisters. Think about tarring the railway, making a railway linking the northern and the southern zone. Imagine a train leaving from Donga Bantum down to Boyo, south to Indiana. Imagine all these achievements are being made because we are able to think rationally, bring accountability and bring the government that be accountable to the table. Imagine a land where we come to discuss our human rights. Imagine a land where police cannot rape a woman, police cannot rape girls. Imagine a land where any police that brutalize a female or she-male or anyone in Ambaland will come to the Liberation TV and talk, bring the magical of that police and take the gallons off his shoulders right from the media. Imagine a land where our military can never deal with the affairs of the civilian population, where the military's work is to defend the territorial integrity of Ambaland, secure the land from external enemies or aggressors, as it is mentioned in political science, in international politics. Imagine a land where you do not create people like the bees to come and beat your own people, your own civilians. Imagine a land where we stand and begin to listen to each and everyone. That is exactly the dream we have for our people. That is exactly the blueprint we have for the future and the dream of our children. Imagine a land where children are getting off from school, they have a choice to choose which sector they want to belong. Imagine an academic system where children at the age of maybe 10, they already know what they want to be in the future. Imagine the children at the age of, they're going to high school, we already have what they call academic advisors. Where our children before going to high school pass through a screening department where some people are specialized to sit, look at our children, ask them questions, and they're able to direct them to choose wonderful careers, what they are smart in. Imagine a land where, as Africa, we are gifted in sports, where we have academic advisors that have sporting departments that can say this child is good for basketball, this one is good for volleyball, this is good for soccer, this is good for marathon. Imagine this type of country where we have everything well institutionalized. Imagine a nation where we taught our children don't only go to school to learn how to write and how to only focus on writing books and so on and so forth, where learning sports become part of the academic portfolio. Imagine an academic system where sport become a career and not a frustration like in all across Africa, where people who do sports, they do it as a result of frustration, as a result of lack of parenting. Fellow brothers and sisters, this is exactly the reason why we are saying we have to shut down Ground Zero tomorrow, so that after this independence, our children will have what God ordained them to have. And shutting down Ground Zero is not enough. The leadership needs to work. During this time of shutdown, you know, next month is October. The 1st of October is a day we know is our Freedom Day. We must be thinking about how to make this time great and wonderful. Fellow brothers and sisters, I have been traveling. I've been so tired. I haven't rested for quite a long time. I don't remember the last time I slept for 5 hours. But we cannot give up. We cannot give up. We must continue to strive. We must continue to stand together. We must continue to use any little amount of energy in our vein to stand for our people. At the end of the day, if I have to tell you a secret, there's nothing in this struggle more than self-defense. The defense of our people. One of the reasons why our people are standing in the revolution is because of belief that they are going to be secured. That they believe that children are no more going to be killed. But that's the reason why we say keep your children safe. We don't guarantee people coming in armored vehicles. People are coming with generals, army generals, colonel, captain. People are coming with bodyguards in armored vehicles. But they want to fool you to take your own children and just put it out like that. We caution every Ambazonian people to use your brain, use your mind. If things are really safe in that way, why should they be putting bulletproofs, coming in armored vehicles, and they themselves are reporting that it was not easy down there? That they passed through a lot of, uncertainty before they arrived. You want to risk the life of your children? Do you want your children to be turned Nyanjamboto? Do you want your children to be Gari? Do you have a market? I wouldn't risk the life of my son. I wouldn't risk the life of my daughter. I wouldn't risk the lives of my orphans. I wouldn't risk the life of my country people. I call each and everyone to call back home. Call your people, your village people, a call around the world. Let them know the right to live, to life, is above the right to everything. Look at me today. I can always go back to school and learn. But if I was killed when I was a toddler, I would not be able to go back to school. If I was killed when I was young, I would not even be able to talk today, to speak like this. The right to education, yes, is a right for our children, but the right to life is above everything. Think about the life of baby Abigail. Baby Abigail at the age of 8 months was killed without mercy by the Republic of Cameroon terrorists. Look at baby Martha. Baby Martha was murdered, was killed. A baby at the age of 4 months. She also has the right to education, but she has the right to live, a right to life above everything. Because if you don't have a life, you cannot go to school. We must learn to differentiate these things. As we are going today, we will keep our children safe until calm return. If Cameroon government is up to good, why would they be shipping using bombs in Ambazonia, but fooling us that there's peace? You have seen bombs yesterday. You saw the bombs, saw videos. They are up to no good. They are up to no good. Look, my people. 2017, they lied us about, oh, they resolved the problem. The government, President Paul Biya have listened. They declare war. 2018, they lied us, moving with peace plan now, running with peace plan behind us, saying they have listened to our concern. We should send our children to school. They want our children to go back to school. So when our children go back to school, they shall make videos with CRTV. CRTV cameras are stationed already everywhere. They were going to Fundong yesterday with CRTV cameras. You saw how disappointed CRTV cameras we are in a hall without anyone inside. You want to take your children to use as politics so they can manipulate the world and say, calm has returned. Let us shame them again one more time. We have already defeated La Republica. It is just the way we behave now that will make us to claim our victory in Jesus' name. We have won, we came, we saw, we conquered. I want to thank you all for your resistance. Keep your children safe. There's no market for children. We don't have a place where we actually go and pluck children from the tree like a man. We don't. Keep your children safe. Ambazonians, fellow brothers and sisters, I want to thank you so much for your commitment. Thank you so much for defending your blocks. And to those of you funding your blocks, God bless you. I want to thank you today. I've been to so many WhatsApp groups. I see every community with the WhatsApp groups. Funding, personal funding, every month. I remember when people say block by block, people did not understand. We have achieved that goal already. When Tassan Wife declared ghost towns, people were fighting against it. The goal was achieved fatly and bigly. Today it is called Country Sunday. You know, my people, at first it is always hard, and I understand it. Me like this, showing my face in the media. You know that it was so tough. It was a tough decision for me to show my face in the media, seeing Verla has been captured, seeing a big lawyer, a big professor like Fontem has been captured. It was so hard for me to take myself and put in media. But you know what? The life of our people is bigger than any other thing, and very important. So it is about taking decisions. At first it is so hard. I know it was hard for me to become an activist. I know they were going to kill me, they were going to do something bad. Our families have been risked. Thank God our families are no more with us. We have separated from our families. We are us, our families are that way. So it's always hard to do it, but when you start to do it, you see it easy. It was hard for people to first of all believe in ghost towns. It was hard for people to embrace self-defense. It was hard for people to embrace defending your blocks and funding your boys, your guys, your civilians that are defending your blocks. But today, everything has come to be a success. Some people we understand don't want to call it the name of the block as a block. They will want to invent other names that suit them. As you accept self-defense that you did not accept yesterday, it is a one big step ahead. Sometimes you don't win by directly. Sometimes you win indirectly. So I want to thank everyone that has been doing their best, funding the revolution. I cannot end without saying I want to thank the Mandela family. We have our Requiem Mass that is coming ahead of time. Of course, before we hand money to anyone, anywhere, to the contender or to the sniper, we need a Thanksgiving Mass, Thanksgiving sandwich, like we did last month. We need a Requiem Mass. We need to pray so that anyone who take any kobo from that money, don't strike them in Jesus' name. That anyone who touch anything, any kobo, make a hand for your neck in Jesus' name. We know how we do it. We do it big. So I want to thank fellow Mandelas. The game was 2,000 fellow Mandelas, but you just go and you almost, I think it's already 2,500. When they say 2,000 Mandelas, tukasa, you just give more money like this. How? You are so committed that I mean, sorry that I want to oppose you here. Don't, please. I am just overexcited. They say that in a month, give only 2,000. You go and give 2,500. Mandelas, how? Mandelas are wonderful people. I want to thank you people. I want to thank Mandelas. Any Mandela that's here, please, thumbs up for you. Press the love button for yourself, for your sabi. God bless you so much because you are amazing. Just few Mandelas. Few Mandelas. Goal is 2,000. You give 2,500. Last month 2,000. This month I want to see you already. You have given already the 2,000, and on top 2,000, more than 400 and something dollars has been given already for next month. We have not even like done anything. You already start giving. You are entering September with already some funds. You know that you are already contributing towards the 1st of October. 1st of October Independence Day contribution. Mandelas already have more than $400. So I want to thank everyone and call everyone to copy the spirit from the Mandela. They are great. So we are having in days ahead, I will be making series of travels again as usual. You know, I am not stable. But wherever I go, the TV goes behind me. Wherever I go, I have a bag now that takes the TV along with me. Wherever I go, the TV follows me. The TV follows me wherever I go. If I don't have internet that is big, what I need to do is have a mobile SIM card that is big. I buy a big plan of internet and then I connect. I use what they call a hotspot. I connect a hotspot. I connect my mobile internet services to the computer like now. I am using the phone now to communicate like this. So I will take TV everywhere I go. So we shall be connected. God bless everyone and have a wonderful time. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Keep your children safe. Our children will have a good education system tomorrow. And they will not go to school and begin to study. The first batch that will go to school will be more of entrepreneurs. That means that the first people that will go back to school after independence are business people. For any society that must develop, business is the first target. Imagine me. I am going down there after independence. Some of my properties I have abroad, I am going to liquidate. When I sell those properties, I know abroad they are giving me a lot of money. They are giving me a lot of money abroad. Of course, that's why I'm able to do what I do in the revolution. Every month, 500,000. How you think every month I have to spend more than $500 to $1,000? How you think? That is more money coming. But after independence, remember, I will no more be spending like that. What I do after independence to sell some of the properties, take the money down there, set a business that is worth almost 500 millions. And in that business, is going to offer more than 500 employees. If I'm the Ambazonia Liberation, and like I said, Ambazonia Liberation, we open a cement factory in Ambaland. How many youth you can employ? You decide to say you don't want to privatize, you want it to be a parastatal. That means it's a company that the government have the eyes on it. Because the company's job is to give employment to 500 or to 5,000 youth. Who knows? And this 5,000 means 5,000 families shall receive salary every month. Now every year you have vacation. Your children go to school. This is one of the dreams we want to achieve. We don't want to only talk and talk and talk. We want to give our people more reason why we wanted to fight this independence tomorrow. Because if we have independence and we don't prove to our people reason why we wanted independence, our people might start to agitate. We are committed. We know what we are looking for. I don't want to work for any government. I don't want to work for any government. You all who are fighting today, funding the revolution, those in ground zero, you are the future workers in the government. A Dankote does not work for any government. I will not work for a government. I will assist the government to achieve. And a government that is stubborn, we shall put them in order. That is the job of somebody like me. I shall not work for government. I don't think I will work for government. For what? Advising the government or what? Like, work for government for what? Salary? What salary the government can pay me in Africa? That is what? Like what? Seriously. Dankotes do not work for government. Business people don't work for government. We are going to come to TVs. A government that is stubborn, we shall put it down. And the people will select a good one. If the people select a government and the government come and use the power to turn against the people, we shall come in TV, put the very same government down, and the people choose another one. That is the work of people like me. We shall bring employment to the people, thousands of families. The government shall always be afraid that we are going to topple them. No, no, no. We are going to only let the people to choose a new government when the government does not work for them. I don't want to be working for any government. Like, come on, people. I don't want to do. Today you see me working. You have not seen me taking any position in any group. I am an AGOVC, a powerful AGOVC, because AGOVC is a good institution for this liberation. Because AGOVC is too rational among all the groups in the revolution. Dr. Ayabacho is very stable. I want every leader to copy from that. If all the leaders copy from Ayabacho, that's what we need. That's what we want. We want tenacity. We want people who are stable. We don't want leaders that make decisions today haphazard. Come on, we are not in a silicon dancing potty experiment. We went to AGOVC because AGOVC is very pragmatic. We went to AGOVC because AGOVC has proven with results. We saw the Alabuka, the Meluf. We saw everywhere in Ambazonia. Nkambe has been very stubborn. ADF is trying to break the chains in Nkambe. It is pragmatism. If all the groups copy like ADF, I am going back to a one-man commando. If all the groups can be like ADF, I say it, let me say it openly again. If all the leaders in this struggle can be like Ayabacho, I am going back to a one-man commando. You get me straight? Get me straight! I am behind Ayabacho because I've seen no one. Akwanga that I used to believe. Remember, the time when I know Akwanga was a good leader, it does not cancel the fact that Akwanga is one of the fathers of self-defense. Akwanga is one of the fathers of self-defense. Him and Ayabacho, Dr. Ayabacho. That point I cannot take it away. But Akwanga, we used to believe in him. Akwanga seemed like age has taken him. We cannot blame him. Somebody that went to the prison, he stayed in dungeon, he said he used to eat shit. That tells us the reason why he is not stable. So in that respect, look my people, we have this revolution. You don't make friendship. Akwanga is not consistent. I mean, if I have to go in Facebook now and we see what the Sokade forces are saying now. Over some few weeks ago, a few days ago, Akwanga was sending a lot of mixed messages out against ATF and AGOVC. Some of us were surprised. How can Akwanga be saying this when we used to believe in him? Today, we saw the Sokade forces apologizing to ATF and giving ATF weapons. How come now it is Sokade that is apologizing? My people, we call Akwanga to sit up. We call Akwanga to stop ranting. Akwanga, Dr. Akwanga, as a leader, when you see something, learn to understand. Don't just run because you can run, brother. It doesn't work like that. You spoil certain things. You have seen even your forces now apologizing when you don't even know. The message was sent to us. Akwanga did not even know that his forces were apologizing and returning the weapons. Dr. Akwanga did not know. It's very shameful. Very, very shameful, of course. Let us see that on the screen, because we want to talk things that anyone can see tomorrow. We don't want to. We are tired of talking things that have no proof. So let us watch the screen here. And there's this guy called Redemption Son. That guy called Redemption Son is one of the demons in the revolution. I have watched that guy from since the day of Skakuf. These are people whom I don't even know where they belong. I don't know where they belong. Redemption Son, one of the demons in the revolution. This guy here. Look at the screen here. I don't sabotage people. It's been more than 1 year I've been watching this. 2 years I've been following this guy. This guy is evil. This guy here is evil. Look at your screen. This guy here, I don't know where he stands. I don't even know if he stands with Sako. I don't even know. This guy here is a demon in the revolution. I don't sabotage people. You know the way I do things. I have to look to see if somebody actually has a part he plays. This guy is ruthless. Look at what he said in media. Look at this. This guy about Akwanga, the weapon that Sokadev was returning to ADF. He said lies and propaganda killing the struggle. He said it was propaganda. Look, Ayabachop locus, too much pride, and how? Ayabachop was not even there. He was not even talking. This guy is so evil to the revolution that I don't actually know which part the guy belongs. This is one of the worst things that have ever happened to the revolution. This guy. You know that I take 3 years to examine this guy. I don't know where he belongs actually. I don't sabotage. When I speak about somebody like this, he's not an activist. But I want to let you know that this guy is so evil, very nasty, very, very nasty guy. This guy like this you see here, I don't know whether he is a... I don't know if this guy is a how do they call it? A Quingang. I don't know where Quingang, but this guy is so evil. Very, very evil and diabolic in the revolution. Very bad guy. Bad guy. I don't even know whether he stands with the pastors or not, but he's so evil. Very nasty guy. Very, very nasty guy. I tell you this one. Very nasty guy. Very nasty. Let us go and ahead of time and see what I want to show you right away. So I want to show you the proof that ADF has been a victim every time. ADF was a victim in Gusang, in Batibo. ADF has been a victim in this struggle. And that's why some people like me stand with them. They have been a victim all over. Look at this. Watch your screen, my people. No, watch your screen. No. No, I say brothers and sisters, watch your screen. No. Watch your screen, my people.
Material put in place to ensure that we were properly assimilated and that the phagocytic process was completed by 60 years later. We must look at it and see why it is
problem no dey with we and ADF and SOCADEF. We make our peace.
We need to also look at the escalation and the loss of property and life.
So a peace day. So no problem.
I hope that you are seeing the picture that's going behind the scene. I hope that you are seeing what is going behind the scene. That is ADF receiving the weapon. This is SOCADEF giving the weapon to ADF back to ADF. Some say there was no problem.
So the material in this way we take a ADF way was Mugia for Amoka. So the material in this only hand over there. Yes. So one and the material. With the SOCADEF and the ADF and the material already hand over there. So
I mean, fellow brothers and sisters, you look at the screen there. Imagine how ADF is suffering without even big funding. Without any big funding to ADF. ADF is just the small little money they have, they buy weapon. And every time ADF has been a victim. AAC come, AAC disarm ADF, take their weapon. General Nambero come disarm ADF, take their weapon. SOCADEF, where the thing says SOCADEF, nothing come do this kind of thing. SOCADEF take 10 AKs from ADF. 10! After that, they will say ADF no get weapon. But How can ADF concentrate to fight La République when every time it is not even La République that disarmed ADF? ADF has been a victim every time. That is why some people like me, Capo Daniel, Lucas Ashu, we believe in ADF. Last time oh my God. And we just watch Ambazonia and we are all hypocrites. We are hypocrites. ADF does not have even big funding. Small money they get to. After that, you want us accountability for ADF. People will take their own money, shop, then come take money come take weapon for ADF. You want us accountability. Don't you not see how they are stealing AKs from ADF? AAC has never returned all the AKs they took. Number 8 did not return all the weapons they took. Again, it's Sokadev that we thought that could never do such a thing. Like, how? Ambazonians, we are all hypocrites. Watch your screen. Watch. Watch. Sokadev is giving back the AKs. 7 AKs are still left. Bring back the remaining 7 AKs, Sokadev. ADF has been victim everywhere. But Ibo Gosa, ADF is completely victim.
And ADF and Sokadev will make our peace. And any persuaded for any place, they go only say our peace. Yes. They only say our peace. And so our peace day. So we're not giving no problem. My brother. We're not giving no problem. One spirit, and so will be. Yes. All for one. All for one.
One for all.
Great people.
Great.
Great people.
Great.
I always will be in peace. I beg. No get confusion again within ourselves. Thank you now.
Thank God.
So when I don't hear now, my people, when I don't see them. So ADF has been victim. That's why some of us are ADF AGOVs today, because we see it happen. We cannot continue to be victims. I cannot be a victim. I cannot continue to support uselessness. Like this type of thing, I can't support. I cannot. How? How will I pretend? When I see people that are victims like this every day? ADF has been victim at all corners. ADF victim. Look, my people, from the beginning, what I'm saying here. You have Comrade Benji and the rest 37 ADF forces that were kidnapped in Nigeria. Do you know what happened? Chris Ano like this leak the location of when the struggle started in Taraba State. All the ADF, the weapon, those guys that you saw were trained. They were trained there by people. Therefore, they were the betrayed. This Chris Ano, devil in the revolution. Chris Ano leaked during that time of Skakuf. Chris Ano leaked the location of the ADF training camp in that neighboring country. They went and kidnapped 87 ADF forces. Today, they are in La République dungeons. Kidnapped them from Nigeria and sent to La République. Camarade Benji, they are in La République, they were kidnapped from Nigeria. Who leaked the information? Chris Ano. I know the top what I'm out. ADF has been a victim since day one. Victim till today. People, fellow Ambazonian, I'm begging for you. Show some concern. Don't be discriminating. Are they not Ambazonians? Don't they have Amazonian blood in them? Why you don't feel for these innocent people? Even from the time when self-defense was starting, because they did not believe in self-defense. Because they believe only in independence from the court with hawkers. They went and leaked to La République where the terrorists were. They called us at that time terrorists. They called ADF. They called the ADF forces that time that they were terrorists. Remember the time when Ayabacho arrested the first colonial master and sent to Satan? Chris Ano was crying, Ayaba why? Ayaba why? Ayaba why? When they don't believe anything, they call it a bad name. Call a dog a bad name and kill it. They leak the information of ADF forces in the neighboring country to La République because of the first colonial master that was destroyed. Chris Ano! This Chris Ano I'm saying today. Oh Lord, Ambazonian, I blame only you. I blame only you, Amazonians, because you have never believed in the truth. You always believe only in lies. Should I need to start telling lies for you to start believing? What? We want to say, keep your children safe tomorrow. I will not tell lies to you to keep your children safe. You love your children, keep them safe tomorrow. They shall be future entrepreneurs. They are going to do well. We are going to have money for startups. So many good things are going to happen. After independence, some of us shall have the will to call diaspora openly to help, because that will be direct humanitarian action. After independence, some of us will prove how connected we are abroad. We are going to prove how connected we are abroad. We are going to run organizations that are going to be big, that will take care of our people. Don't worry. Our children will live well. They will never regret after independence. And it is upon us that we are going to make that a dream. God bless you, Ambazonians. Have a wonderful time. It's a pleasure having you today. This is yours, Major General Verla for Liberation TV. Liberation TV is your TV. Express your minds every time when you want to do it. Don't be afraid anytime to speak the truth. Always speak the truth, no matter whatever. Have faith and believe in your humble revolution. Believe. Goodbye. Keep your children safe. No school this time. It is not safe. Stray bullets will not kill you. The military of Cameroon is everywhere. For security reasons, keep your children safe. This is yours, Major General. Goodbye.